I'm Sequoia. I am the founder of 7am. It's an e-learning platform for personal development. I just spoke on stage like he just said, and super excited to talk to you.
Great. So my first question, you said that if you want to reach investor or impress investor, you have to bring him added value. You have to, make his personal life grow somehow. So how would you comment this? What do you mean?
Yeah, so a lot of people will approach an investor and they'll say, hey, I'm looking for an investment. Do you want to invest? But this investor doesn't know you. He doesn't know anything about you. He may know your company and your stats and your marketplace and like the market size and like all that stuff, but he doesn't know you as a founder, as a person. So how do you build that relationship? Well, you do that by taking steps. When you first meet them, you introduce yourself. You may find out a little bit more information about them. Maybe you met them at a conference here. Google them real fast, find out some information, and comment on that information and have an authentic conversation. Ask them about themselves, their lives. Everybody likes to talk about themselves. And if they know that you actually care genuinely about what's going on with them, then they're more apt to build that relationship. So after maybe that first meeting, you have a second meeting. Don't ask to set up for coffee. Don't ask for a 20-minute phone conversation. Just kind of say, hey, I just wanted to shoot you an email, see how's it going. Show them like what you're working on, add more value, and that could potentially mean I saw a portfolio company that could be a fit for you. It doesn't necessarily mean it's your portfolio company or it's your company specifically, but I know you invest in this space and I know you're super excited about it. So here, take that company and take a look at it and see what you think, because investors are always looking for deal flow, but they're not looking for that person who's pushing aggressively to get it from them, right? So after that, then you can say by the third meeting, hey, I've been keeping up with you. I just wanted to let you know we're raising our seed round, our Series A or whatever it is. And I'm wondering if you would be interested in investing on these terms, or if you want to be our lead investor, or if you have relationships to other investors who could potentially help us. And that's essentially how you add value.
So is it all about to create the relationship and to maintain the relationship?
Exactly. It's the most successful businesses are businesses who have already started to build relationships and are adding value. And it's not necessarily just the investor. It could be adding value to your customer. Customers are the foundation of your company, right? So a lot of people focus on customer acquisition, but you want to focus on customer retention, because ultimately it's easier to sell to somebody who's already a raving fan of your product or your business versus trying to acquire a new customer and make them a raving fan, right? And if you get that person to be a raving fan, they're going to evangelize your business. They're going to go out and they're going to tell their friends, their friends are going to tell their friends, and that's essentially how you're going to grow your business, instead of trying to sell somebody something. Because the days of selling are gone. That's like back in the 90s, early 2000s. People are trying to sell you a product. Now it's like, okay, how am I gaining from this? How am I getting value from this? And then make that customer will make their own decision as to if they want to purchase or continue to purchase with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Another question. You started your company with crowdfunding campaign, right? So any tips how to get ready for it?
So my company specifically, I didn't start with a crowdfunding campaign. I crowdfunded for Draper University.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but here is how you do this successfully. A lot of people think I'm going to post this, I'm going to make it look beautiful, I'm going to have these great videos, and people are just going to flock to my crowdfunding campaign and just throw money at me and I'll be good to go, right? Crowdfunding is another marketing source. So you have to prepare your crowdfunding campaign way before you launch the campaign. So you've got to get people interested. You got to get people engaged. You got to kind of time it out as if it was like a contest and say, listen, 2 weeks from now, we're dropping this crowdfunding campaign. We're going to have these amazing gifts. We're going to have great incentives, and kind of build that momentum. So then when it's time to actually release that crowdfunding campaign, people are anticipating your release versus you releasing it and people are like, okay, that's interesting, So I would say definitely build that momentum before you release.
My last question, what did you learn today?
So what I've learned today, and I think I've already known, but what I've been able to enact in that learning is networking. When you're out at these conventions or these summits, you want to network. And again, going back to the first question you asked, it's not about like gaining in that network, it's about giving. So you have to consistently be engaging, you have to consistently be interested in other people and what they're doing and not telling your story, because people want to feel like you actually care, right? You don't learn anything from people if you're consistently trying to tell them your story, what you need or what you have to gain. You learn by actually listening and engaging with that person. So I would say, and that's not something I learned today, but that's something I'm practicing now, is get out there, network, connect, have friendships, relationships, and then build, and those relationships will eventually turn into your business partners, your investors, and everything else.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.